Hello everyone. Oh, fun hair today. So today is the Korean autumn harvest. I've really fallen in love with Korean culture over the last year, so I've decided to just integrate that into my class today. It's also the full moon in Aries. We get 2 full moons in October this year, so that's kind of cool. This is the harvest moon, so today's class is focused on gratitude, inviting abundance into your life, grounding. Also want to incorporate ideas of transformation and cycles. This is a season, where we experience a lot of changes and a lot of very visual and hard to ignore changes with the seasons. It's kind of chilly where I am, and it's a little windy, so hopefully the sound is okay. So with all that said, I am going to go ahead and paste some of the class notes in the chat if anyone wants to look at it, especially learning more. Oh, I guess it kind of cut off. I'll add it in afterwards to the IGTV video that will be up. But yeah, there's a little information about the holiday, Chuseok. So, 안녕하세요, Jess입니다. My name's Jess. I'll be teaching a 60-minute class today. So go ahead and get comfortable, get whatever props you might need. Hello to everyone who's joining. Yeah, blocks might be nice for today. Blankets are always good in my opinion. The more props the better. So if you have pillows or anything like that, that'll be great too. And just begin to settle into a seated position is how we're going to start with our grounding today. You're always welcome to take any alternatives, like if maybe a child's pose sounds really nice to you instead of a seated position, you could do that. Remember, this is your practice. Everything that I'm offering is a suggestion, not a requirement. So feel free to cater this next 60 minutes to what you need. And yeah, really think about trying to encourage nurturing for yourself and nourishing. Like I said, it's the autumn harvest. So really think about welcoming all of that nourishment from the earth. Okay, so set up my camera. I'll scoot back. All right, that should be good. All right, so if you're choosing to start in a seated posture, just check in with your physical posture first. Maybe you shift left and right a few times. Feel really solid with your connection to the earth here. Maybe you begin to close your eyes. You're always welcome to keep a soft gaze instead, or keep the eyes open. And bringing your hands towards the earth, make contact with the ground. You could also choose to think of your body as an extension of the earth and bring your hands anywhere on your body, preferably palms down. Bring your awareness down to those points of your body that are touching the earth. Allowing your focus to really zoom into the present. Finding your physical body within the present. Feeling how you're being supported by the earth. Noticing your posture. Are you kind of slinking forward? If so, see if on your inhales you can begin to grow a little taller. Not rushing through any of these steps, giving yourself all the time and space you need to settle in. observing your environment. And continuing to allow your breath to guide this process. Inhaling, growing tall, exhaling, settling in, feeling supported. Begin to embody the cycle of breath. Feeling the wave-like sensation as you inhale and as you exhale. Taking in air, being grateful for that. And as you exhale, releasing anything you don't need. Inhale, create space. Take it in, receive. And exhale, maybe release tension. Release thoughts that aren't serving you. Anything you don't need, let it go. Do that once more. Inhale, grow tall. And this time as you exhale, flick off the fingers, symbolically detaching from any judgments, any expectations. Again, anything that's not serving you. On your next inhale, you can reach up high, spread the fingers wide, maybe lift the gaze. It's okay if your eyes are closed, tilting the head back with control, exhaling, hands come to touch, and lower thumbs to the heart. So you arrive here, let us acknowledge the land that we're on. I'm practicing on stolen land that was originally inhabited by and taken care of by the Kansa, Osage, and Shawnee Nations. You're practicing somewhere different than I am. You can take a moment to acknowledge the land that you're on. And if you're not sure, make that something that you add to your to-do list today to learn more about. While staying in this space of deep reverence, we will also acknowledge the original practitioners of yoga, the yoga practice we will be experiencing for the next hour. Thanking all of those who've preserved and shared this tradition with us over the last hundreds and hundreds of years, dating back to India, Egypt, the original birthplace of this philosophy and practice. And if you'd like to also take this time to connect to any of your own personal ancestors, you can do so now. As you're ready, take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale out an open mouth. Inhale, grow tall. If you'd like, you can join me in bowing and saying Namaste, a common greeting in Sanskrit. Namaste. Your next inhale, you can begin to slowly blink the eyes open. A few more rounds of breath. And in your own time, you can begin to make your way into a standing posture. Let's see if I can go. Slightly adjust my camera so I'm not tilted. So from a standing posture, you're welcome to continue working with a soft gaze or closed eyes. Taking your feet about hip distance, maybe a little wider. Starting from your feet, really root down into your feet, pressing into them. Allowing your ankles and knees to be soft. I like to kind of give my whole body a little bounce here to encourage that softness through all of my joints. We'll continue with some guided breath, and you can add movement onto that as well. So standing up nice and tall, keeping your joints soft, maybe give your pelvis a slight adjustment, tilting it forward. So thinking about stacking your hips over your knees, knees over ankles, and then starting at the hips again. Think about stacking shoulders over hips, head over shoulders. Maybe you kind of rock forward and back, shifting the weight. Maybe you rock left and right, shifting your weight. Finding balance somewhere in the middle there. Inhaling to grow tall, planting your feet down, pressing into them. Exhaling, softening through the face and shoulders. Inhale. And exhale. Maybe you turn your palms to face in front of you. Again, welcoming anything you need, embodying that receptive energy, inviting abundance into your life. Feeling the fruits of your hard work throughout the year. Taking it all in. You'd like to add some physical movements to your breath on your next inhale. Bring hands to heart. As you exhale, press the palms into one another. Turn your fingers to face away from you and round through the back. Maybe even tuck chin to chest. So peeling shoulder blades apart. Inhale, peel the hands apart, spread the fingers wide, squeeze shoulder blades together, lift the heart towards the sky, keep your chin tucked so your head isn't falling back. Exhale, very slowly bring the palms back to touch at the heart. Continuing, inhaling here at center. Exhale, palms press together, fingers go away from you, round through the back, still pressing into your feet, standing up nice and strong. Inhale, peel the hands apart. Exhale, bring it all back into the midline. Hands touch. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more cycles like that. Inhale. Exhale, hands press together and away, stretching arms long. Inhale, reach through your wingspan. Exhale, hands to heart. Last one on your own. Here, hands can relax towards your sides. I love shaking out my hands, moving my energy around, especially if it's kind of cold where you are. It's a little chilly where I am. That movement feels good. We're going to continue with some of this more intuitive movements just to wake the body up. So we're going to start by giving your body a shake. Inhale, reach up, arms come into like a Y shape, and as you exhale, round through the back, flipping the hands down, making like an A-frame. Inhale, wave the body up, reach through the arms, and exhale, go forward. So inhale, sweep the arms up as you wave the body up, exhale, come forward. So now you're making some big circles with your whole body, going up. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale, scooping arms back and up. Exhale, forward and down. 2 or 3 more, keeping your joints soft. Give you a little side view. Really feeling that wave-like motion as you lift up. And we'll reverse it. So hands go back and down, fold forward, arms come up and overhead. So just switching the direction you're rolling your shoulders, continuing with that wave-like motion. Good, once more like that. Come through the center, release the arms down. Now we'll go left to right. So lowering ear to shoulder, doesn't matter which side you start with. Allow one arm to hang heavy. Very slowly bend it to your knees. Round through the back as you come through the center. Both arms reach towards your toes. Exhale to the other side. Peel the shoulder up and back to standing. Continue going in the same direction. So I'm going left to right. Doesn't matter which way you're going. Think about allowing your arms and shoulders to be heavy. Dipping one shoulder down. Sweeping hands through center. Pressing it into your feet. Peeling up. Using your core here too. Keeping your knees generously bent. Maybe one or two more going this way. If you feel yourself getting a little dizzy, it's your body telling you to slow down. Come through the center, take a few grounding breaths. And we'll go the other way. So lowering the opposite ear to shoulder, hanging, sweeping through the center in front of you, lifting up. Feels really nice first thing in the morning, especially if you tend to wake up really stiff. Your spine gets to move. Your whole body begins to wake up. A few more going this way. And we'll all meet through the center again. Planting your feet down. Maybe lift your toes, spread them, set them back down. Inhale, reach arms away from one another. And as you exhale, cross right arm on top of left, twist to the left and over the left shoulder. Be mindful you're not locking your knees as you inhale, unwind, reach. Exhale, left arm crosses on top. Twist to the left this time, or excuse me, the right. We're doing the opposite. Inhale, unwind. Continue, exhale. Right arm on top. Twisting to the left. Over the back shoulders. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, left arm on top. Twist to the right. Look over right shoulder. Continue. Inhale through center. Exhale, find your twist. Inhale. And exhale. Doing a lot of twisting today, kind of going with the theme of the harvest celebration in Korea. We tend to make big meals. Family all gathers in the ancestral hometown. When you're finishing up, whenever you feel even, left to right, come back through center. We'll inhale, reaching arms overhead. Exhale, clear your field. Step to the front of your mat. We'll begin to go through some sun salutations. So inhaling, reaching up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, bend at the knees, fold forward. Inhale, half lift, flat back, reach the crown of your head forward, tailbone back, gazing down and slightly forward. Think about stacking shoulders over hands. If the hands are on the ground, you can also bring hands to shins. On your next exhale, fold, bend into the knees, step back 1 foot at a time for your high plank. Inhaling once you get there, exhale, lower the knees, untuck the toes, lower all the way down. Inhale, roll shoulders up, and then down the back as you peel the chest up, finding cobra. Lower back down slowly. Inhale, tuck toes, press yourself up to a kneeling plank. Exhale, lift the knees, lift the hips, find your down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Roll shoulders away from directing your biceps towards your ears. Think about directing the elbow crease towards the front of your mat. Inhale here. As you exhale, step to the top of your mat again. On that same inhale, lifting halfway for your flat back, Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold. Exhale, fold. Lift hips nice and high. Continue to encourage them to stack over ankles. Inhale, press into the feet. Reverse swan dive, lift all the way up. Reach through the hands, maybe tiny back bend. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's do another one just like that. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Step back 1 foot at a time. High plank. Inhale, once you get there, press your heels back, engage the core. Exhale, lower knees, untuck toes, lower all the way down. Inhale, cobra. Lift the heart, press down through the hips, through the tops of the feet. Exhale, lower. Inhale, tuck the toes, press up through kneeling or a full plank. Send the hips backing up for your down dog. Maybe you pedal out the feet here, maybe you hold it. Anytime we're in down dog, we'll stay here about 3 rounds of breath. You're always welcome to stay longer in any posture. But if you're ready to travel to the top of the mat, you can do so on an inhale, lifting to your flat back. Exhale, folding. Inhale, pressing your feet, lift all the way up. Maybe a tiny back bend. Exhale, hands to heart. We'll continue and add on. If you're getting warm, you can take some layers off. Inhaling, reaching arms up. Exhale, sweep the heart down, finding your fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Step the left foot back, finding a high runner's lunge. So I really like having blocks under my hands in this posture. If you don't have blocks, you can definitely do so without. Maybe even bring your hands into fists or tented fingers. So the left knee is lifted. You're pressing back through the left heel. Shoulders are right over wrists. Gaze is down. Holding here. 1 more round of breath. Inhale. As you exhale, you're going to lift the right hand up and twist towards the front bent knee. So inhale, stack the shoulders, reach up. Maintaining the integrity of the leg. 3 rounds of breath here. Last one. Exhale, unwind. Hand comes back to the ground or your blocks. Lower the back knee, untuck the toes. Walk your hands on top of the bent knee in front and kind of scoot it back, maybe a footprint, so each knee is at a 90-degree bend. I'm going to come to face you here. So think train tracks for your legs. We're going to get into some heat building. So we'll inhale, pressing into the front foot, into the top of the back leg, into that back knee. Grow tall, hands are at heart. As you exhale, bend forward at the hips and twist, bringing your left elbow to the inside of the right knee, pressing them together once you get there. Thumbs are glued to sternum. Inhale, unwind, grow tall. Stack that back hip over the back knee. Exhale, fold, twist, and press here, holding for a round of breath. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, final one, fold, twist, push, and we'll hold here for 3 rounds of breath. Squeezing inner thighs together, pressing into your points of contact with the earth. Last breath here, exhale. Inhale, unwind slowly. You can reach your arms up if you'd like. Exhale, maybe find cactus arms for another back bend. Inhale, reach up. Sweep the hands back down to frame the front foot. And from here, we're gonna step back to tabletop. So just step the right leg back. So now your hips are stacked over knees, shoulders over wrists. So we were twisting towards our midline just now. Now we're going to twist away from the midline. So as you inhale, we'll extend through the right leg, toes point down. Pressing into both hands and into the grounded knee. Flex the lifted foot. As you inhale, reach through the left hand, so arm is in line with ear. Stretch foot and hand away from each other, and as you exhale, lower the right toes down. Bring the left hand to the back of the head and twist away from the midline. So now it's an open twist. Inhale, unwind, torso faces the earth, hand and leg extend. You're always welcome to keep the foot planted. Exhale, touch the toes down if they were lifted. Left hand to the back of the head, twisting away from the body. Inhale, extend. This will be the last one. Exhale, toes lower, hand to the back of the head, twist towards the left. Inhale, reach. Test your balance. Exhale, hand and knee lower, and find a child's pose. Take about 3 rounds of breath here. This can be knees wide or knees together, hands stretched out or hands by your side. You choose. Adding movement or staying still. It's an extremely grounding pose, so maybe you return to our beginning grounding practice, really bringing your awareness to the earth. As you inhale, thinking about soaking up that grounding energy, soaking up that nutrients, allowing your body to feel really nourished. Exhaling, settling into it, allowing it to hold you and you to hold it. When you're ready, on an inhale, you'll shift forward, finding a kneeling plank. Exhale, bend at the elbows, allow them to sweep by your torso as you lower all the way down to your belly. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, pressing through plank, kneeling or not. And finding your down dog, 3 rounds of breath there. Traveling to the top of the mat on an inhale, lifting to your half lift, flat back. Exhale, folding. Inhale, press into your feet like you're trying to rip it in half left to right as you reach all the way up. Maybe you have that tiny back bend. Exhale, hands to heart. Do the same thing on the other side. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands find the mat. Stepping back with your right foot this time. Hands can find blocks. Maybe come into fists or tented fingers. Find what's going to be best for you in this runner's lunge. So back knee is lifted, back heel is pressing behind you. Think about squeezing inner thighs towards one another, pressing into your hands however you have them, avoiding that like dumping feeling in your chest, really pressing into them, activating the muscles in the back and in the core. So you inhale here, prepare, and as you exhale, we'll lift the left hand up, overhead, stacking shoulders. Maybe gaze looks up towards the hand, maybe in front of you, maybe down. Just whatever feels best on your neck. So really listen to your body, respond wisely to what you need. Inhale, reach through the lifted fingers. Exhale, unwind. Lower the back knee down, untuck toes. Walk your hands up the front knee and scoot the front foot in about a footprint. So now you're at that 90-degree angle of both knees. Each foot is in its own lane. I'll turn to face you again. Hands come to heart, thumbs glued onto the sternum. Press into the top of the back foot, into the back shin, into the back knee, into the front foot. Inhale, grow tall, engage the core. Remember that slight tuck of the pelvis, so you should get a nice stretch through the front of the right leg and hip here. On an exhale, you'll bend forward, hinging at the hips, twisting towards the bent knee, finding that two-way push between elbow and knee. Holding for one breath with that two-way push. On an inhale, unwind. Sit up tall, stack your hips over the back knee. Exhale, fold, twist, push. Full round of breath. Inhale, unwind, sit up tall. Relax the shoulders and face. Exhale, last one, fold, twist, push. 3 rounds of breath this time. Keeping thumbs at sternum. Inhale, very slowly and intentionally unwind, reach the arms up. Exhale, cactus arms, squeeze shoulder blades together, lift the heart, send the hips forward. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sweep the hands down to frame the foot. Step the left knee back so it's under the left hip, finding tabletop. Maybe I'll demonstrate this one facing you. Just like before, we're going to first come into our spinal balance. So press into your hands, press into your knees, flat back. We'll inhale, extending the left leg this time. Toes point down, heel presses back, the whole bottom of your foot presses back and away from you. Hips are pointing down. Inhale to reach right arm alongside right ear, spinal balance. Grow long, and as you exhale, tap the back toes down. Hand comes to the back of the head as you twist towards the right. Inhale, unwind, face the ground with your body, reach in opposite directions. Exhale, toes lower, hand to back of the head, twist away from the grounded hand. Inhale, last one, reach. Exhale, toes lower, hand to head, twist open. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, hand lowers, knee lowers. Return to your child's pose. This time in your child's pose, maybe begin to think of some of the things you're grateful for. Mantra I suggested for this themed class was, I have everything I need. So maybe you repeat that to yourself a few times, finding gratitude in that statement. As you're ready, shift forward to your kneeling plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, press yourself up through plank or kneeling plank, and then back into your down dog. Checking in with your posture here, pressing into your hands, spreading fingers wide, lifting hips really high. Maybe there's a deep bend in your knees to help encourage that lift of the hips. If you're feeling really warm, maybe you exhale out pursed lips like you're blowing out a candle to invite some cooling energy. As you're ready, walking to the top of the mat, finding your forward fold. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale, folding. Inhale, lift all the way up, keeping hips neutral, reach back through the arms, avoiding sending your hips forward, but instead reaching up and back through the upper body before exhaling, hands to heart. We'll move into some more cooling postures here, taking the feet wide. So your toes are going to be facing the wide edge of the mat. Hands come to hips. Again, encourage that slight tilt forward of the pelvis, like you're a dog tucking your tail between your legs. Relax the shoulders. Inhale to reach up through the arms, find star pose. And as you exhale, hinge at the hips, hands find the legs or the floor for a wide leg forward fold. 3 rounds of breath here. Allowing your knees to be soft. Maybe you take opposite elbows and sway. Eventually you can release the hands down if they're not already there. Inhale, find a half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Bring one hand, it doesn't matter which side you start with, directly beneath your gaze, planting your palm on the ground or maybe on a block. Inhale here, and as you exhale, twist away from the lower hand. The lifted hand can find the low back, encouraging your shoulders to stack, pressing into the outer edges of both feet, or maybe you reach through the lifted arm, spreading fingers wide, again finding a comfortable place for your gaze. You can come onto tented fingers for the grounded hand. One more round of breath here. Inhaling, reach. Exhale, unwind, replace whichever hand is on the ground with the opposite. You switch sides. Inhale, flat back. The opposite hand comes to the low back. I like to kind of start here first, situating my shoulders, twisting away from the midline, so finding another one of those open twists. Reaching arm up if you'd like to explore that option. One more round of breath here. Inhaling to grow tall, exhaling, unwind. You can bring the heels in towards one another and kind of bend into opposite knees a few times. You're welcome to continue like this or in a wide leg forward fold. If you'd like to come into a Malasana squat, you can. Heel toeing the feet in slightly, keeping them still wider than hip distance. Excuse me. Begin to dip your seat down, bending deeply into the hip flexors. I usually have to kind of do a little side to side settling in. And maybe your squat today looks more like this. Maybe you're higher up and hands are on the ground. Or maybe your seat's closer to the ground or the heels. Either is fine. Something I really like to do, a nice modification, is to have a folded blanket and bring it underneath your heels. Especially if you find that you're more on the balls of your feet. That little extra support might make you feel a lot more stable. Hands come to heart. If you want to find that two-way push between elbows and insides of knees, you can. Maybe you find that cooling breath, inhaling through the nose and out like you're blowing out candles. When you feel ready, on an exhale, hands can come to the ground. Maybe you lean forward. Maybe you allow yourself to simply lower back. Whichever you choose, you'll end up in a seated posture. Inhaling will reach overhead. Exhaling, folding over your crossed legs, maybe crawling your hands out in front of you, but pressing your sits bones into the ground. So your butt isn't lifted off the ground, it's still pressing down. Maybe you rock side to side and stay here through the center. Big stretch for the hips. If you'd like to take a side bend, we'll inhale, press into your hands, lift your gaze. Exhale, crawl your hands over to one side. Doesn't matter which side you start with, keeping your torso squared to the ground. So checking to see that both shoulders are in line with one another. Both hips are pressing down evenly. If you find the left hip wanting, or if you find one of your hips wanting to lift off the ground, see if you can really root down through it. Notice where you're feeling the stretch. As you're ready, we'll inhale through center. Exhale, going the other way. Really taking every opportunity you can to find gratitude for the earth, for the natural patterns of the seasons. Embracing those cycles and those opportunities to transform to reflect, to grow, to reap what you've sown. Inhale, coming back through center, and exhale, melting the heart down. Inhaling, eventually crawling hands back in towards yourself, stretching both legs long. Press into your heels, maybe peel your sits bones apart. Sit up really tall, maybe ground through the hands to find that length through the spine. Inhale, hug one knee into chest, doesn't matter which side you start with. Exhale, twist towards the bent knee, use the back hand as a little kickstand, and then alternate looking left and right. Be mindful here. Maybe it feels better to skip this, or to go extra slow, eventually look straight ahead and do ear to shoulder a few times. Bring head to neutral, inhale, and as you exhale, unwind, open through the hip. So now your bent knee is lowered towards the ground. We'll work with Shawnee Nations. Inhale, lift up through the crown of the head. Bring the hand along the extended leg. So it's going to be the same hand reaching down to meet the same side of the leg. We'll inhale, bringing opposite hand to the back of the head. Exhale, unwind and fold. So inhale, press into the shin, lift up, twist away from the extended leg. Exhale, unwind and fold forward. One more like that. Inhale, lift up, twist away from the extended leg. Exhale, unwind, fold. Lower both hands to frame your leg and stay here for 3 rounds of breath. Being mindful you're not hyperextending the lengthened leg. So there's a little micro bend in the knee. Head is heavy. Breathe into the upper back, maybe the low back if that's where you're feeling the stretch. It'll be different for everyone, so really listen to your body. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Walk hands in towards you. Guide the lowered knee back up and extend it. Inhale, opposite knee to chest, sit up tall. Exhale, twist towards the bent knee. Back hand lowers down. Maybe you find a block, maybe you find tented fingers, flexing through the extended foot. Take some of that neck movement. Maybe you skip it. When you're ready, bring the head back through neutral, inhale, and as you exhale, unwind, open through the bent leg. So the knee is lowering towards the ground. Flexing through both feet, sit up really tall, bring the opposite hand to the corresponding leg. Bring the other hand to the back of the head as you inhale, twist away from the extended leg. And as you exhale, unwind and fold over it. Inhale, press up through center, twist just using your torso. Exhale, unwind and fold until your body stops you. You can round through the back here. Last one. Inhale, lift, twist open. Exhale, unwind, fold. Allow both hands to lower. Allow your upper body to feel really heavy. Press into the heel of the extended foot so you're not pressing the back of the knee down into the ground. Instead, there's a little bend there. As you're ready on an inhale, you can lift halfway, gazing over the toes. Exhale, folding. Inhale, lift up, crawl hands in towards you, sit up tall, guide the knee up, and then extend both legs long. Finding staff pose with both legs stretched out. Both legs are really active here. Inhale, keeping a little bend in your knees. Exhale, fold until your body stops you. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. From your fold, you can try adding in a neck stretch. Inhaling, lifting just the chin towards toes. Exhaling, tucking chin to chest. Inhale, lift chin. Exhale, chin to chest. Take a few more like that. As you're ready, we'll inhale, lifting up halfway. On an exhale, walking hands in towards your body. Walking your feet onto your mat so knees are bent. Bringing the hands onto your mat behind you so your fingers are pointed in. So stretching through the biceps, through the forearms, and right, feel good to shift left and right through the arms. Maybe you stay still here. If that feels really uncomfortable on the wrists, you can turn your fingers to face away from you. From there, you can begin to add in some windshield wiper movements with the hips. Bringing out the body. Eventually coming through the center. You can either choose to lower all the way down from here, or if you want just a little bit more core work and activation before we find a reclined position, you can work with, oh, what's this one called? Boat pose. I don't know the Sanskrit. So bending at the knees, bringing calves parallel to the ground. Hands can reach out beside you, maybe out left and right. Very slowly begin to stretch the legs long. See if you can maybe count down from 10, 9, 8, starting to feel a little shake in your body. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lowering all the way down. Woo, maybe a cleansing breath here. Maybe windshield wipe the feet left to right. Maybe plant the feet down and return to the knees, lowering left and right. If you're craving an inversion here, you're welcome to take a few rounds of bridge pose or even wheel if that's in your practice. Wheel would be nice to do to go in with our theme of cycles. If you're wanting to work with bridge pose, you'll plant the feet under the knees, hands come by sides, palms facing down. Inhale to send the shins forward, press into your feet, lift the hips up. Maybe you stay here for 3 to 5 rounds of breath, or maybe you take a few rounds holding for shorter bursts. Exhaling, lowering down, top of the spine to bottom. If you're wanting to go again, we'll inhale to wave the hips forward, up, and then back. Maybe you walk shoulder blades in towards one another. Squeeze glutes, squeeze inner thighs, press into your feet. Exhale, lower top of spine down to the tailbone. You can take another round there. Maybe you take a wheel pose, same idea, only now hands are tucked behind you. I like to have a blanket under the palm of my hands. If you're feeling like you're ready to settle into Shavasana and you'd rather take some more passive postures, you're welcome to take any form of a twist you'd like. Maybe hug knees to chest and just kind of rock side to side. You can take happy baby. Maybe rolling out ankles, wrists. Maybe a full body stretch. always welcome to slide a pillow under the knees, or maybe find a chair to stack the calves on top of. If you're close to a wall, you could take legs up the wall. Maybe you choose to lie flat on your back, covering up with some layers or a blanket even. Seated meditation is always an option too in placement of Shavasana. Whatever you choose, return to your breath. Bringing your awareness to your inhales and exhales for the first few rounds. Maybe you stick with that if you find you're especially feeling distracted today. Use your breath to ground you. Maybe you eventually let go of that conscious breath. Trusting that your body will be there to do that work for you. You can slowly begin to deepen your breathing, inviting awareness and sensation back into your body with each round of breath. Maybe wiggling fingers and toes, incorporating any movements that can help awaken the body and bring you back to the physical space you're inhabiting. Maybe eventually taking a full body stretch. As you're ready, hugging knees into chest, maybe rolling off to one side and staying curled up. allowing the earth to hold you. Eventually, in your own time, you can press yourself back into any seated posture. Returning to that position we found at the beginning, bringing hands towards the earth on either side of you. Or maybe thinking of your body as an extension of the earth, bringing hands somewhere on the body, preferably palms down. Soaking up all of that grounding earth energy, feeling grateful for all of the many things that you have and that you are. Feeling energized by this full moon. Inhale, grow tall. As you exhale, bring hands either to touch at the heart or maybe one hand on top of the other at the heart center. Breathing into that heart space. Inviting abundance into your life. Sending love and gratitude inward. Know that you have everything you need. Thank you all so much for allowing me to practice alongside you. May there be peace in your mind, peace in your body, and peace in your heart. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Kamsahamnida. Thank you.